Okay, everyone, so it's time to start wrapping up this Climate University workshop we have had here in Metropolia for these 2 days. And we start so that each of these 3 working groups can present in a couple of minutes what was discussed in your rooms and workshops today. Maybe we can do it so that we go to the posters and everybody stand up. We are not so many that we can maybe just gather all around the posters and go them through. And then in the end we do not have an official panel discussion but a joint final discussion. The sofas all together. So maybe we could start with systems change now. And could you, Mikko come and others gather around and what was discussed in your today?
Okay, so
do you
we
want
actually
to sit there or do you want to come here to stand?
I think you can sit there if you can hear me, hopefully.
I would like people to stand. You have been sitting so much. We can take a coffee with you if you want to.
Okay, so then all of you in the working group can come with me and
stand in front of the camera.
fill in what I forget. So we had a lively discussion. 2 hours was a short time in the end. We had a lot of things on the whiteboard. Unfortunately, it's now only in my cell phone pictures, most of the notation. What we talked about the first part of the workshop was the learning objectives and the learning outcomes that we hope to get. And that they were not really that perfectly formulated yet. We think that in general the systems language, the analysis of different systems and recognition of different systems, then this expertise or belonging to this community of systems experts and recognizing one's influence as an expert and also as an agent in the human systems. Those are really good objectives, but we need to formulate them clearer and have it clearly communicated what the students gain by taking our course, so then they can write that, okay, this course enables me to do this and this specifically. Something that they could put into their CVs was used as an example. So we'll concentrate on that. But in general, I think we're on the right track there.
Did you discuss what is this thing they can put into their CV? Do we use, for example, these badges? That you can get from Moodle and put to LinkedIn?
That we didn't. I mean, something, because now we, for example, have that they can analytically approach complex phenomena. So the criticism was that it's too broad. It's not really something that you can put in your CV that I can think about because I took this course. We need something more specific, and that's the balance between technical terms that I can use this analysis techniques, for example, versus the critical thinking aspects. So we have to balance that out. And we don't have time for formulation yet. These badges are actually something that we consider. If that's something, if we can get certificate that they could attach to their CVs or something like this with more information on what they do. Might be a really good idea.
But maybe specifically more in general, that like in LinkedIn, you write these your skills or something, that it would be in a way that it would be easy to see how you can market your knowledge from the learning what you have gained.
So a reformulated sentence that you can put there as CV.
Excellent idea. Let's mark.
I could say like systems change expert or something.
And then during the second session, we discussed about possible tools, possible activities for analyzing human systems and how we would teach the different phenomena surrounding human systems, such as systems traps, like where human systems could end up in a suboptimal solution. Many of you know the tragedy of commons example where, as one system's trap, where people acting selfishly will kind of rationally but selfishly, and if everybody does this, it'll end up in the collapse of the system. So kind of giving examples of these kind of systems traps and how they could be illustrated during the course. And we thought about different scenarios or classroom simulations where people would play different roles around the table, and via those kind of activities try to illustrate these complex system problems, and then maybe later try to figure out different solutions for them via negotiations. But especially this human system dynamics was the focus of the second session. And I think we got excellent ideas, gamification, different scenarios, how to play them out, but they still need a lot of work. We need to get to the practical level of how to design a game or a scenario that's representative of the real life problems surrounding climate change, for example, or climate negotiations. So these types of themes, really fruitful sessions in my opinion. If you can think of any let's say role-playing games where students could participate in these scenarios where negotiations and benefit of negotiations versus individual decisions could be somehow illustrated, please let us know. If you know of good games or good teaching activities surrounding these.
Role plays were also proposed in the Sustainable Now working group I was participating today. And maybe we could make decisions if we think that it's better that the systems change now than the Sustainable Now course, and then we don't want to have role plays in both of them. And this is something to discuss, I think it would be maybe better to the systems change.
Yeah, it will be really interesting to hear about the other groups that I could take part in. We should definitely coordinate.
Okay, any other comments to systems change course plans?
I have a question about this psychological thing. Have you, is there any psychologists in the teaching group, or who are the teachers of these courses? Are you asking for professional in the when you are studying the human behavior or the?
We have a Panu Pihkala who studies climate anxiety.
Okay.
Theology.
Yeah, because I think it's very important to.
Yeah.
We do have social sciences, what
It's not the same as psychology.
it's not the same, but still, some of the phenomena are pretty much from a different angle, but I mean studying the same topics, so it might affect the angle of coming in, but I think we can manage. But if you have good connections, of course we'll be interested to hear. Psychology and human behavior is something that we have to consider, so we'll be in here. Hopefully there's enough competence among us.
Anyway, there is quite wide competence within the working group. We've seen the long list there already, so for sure you're going to cover every angle in one course of 5 credits. That's good, thanks.
Sort of about the schedule. So do you have plans when this will be piloted first time? And when the real material production starts, or has it started already?
Well, I think the material production has already started, at least to some extent.
Okay.
And we don't have a date set yet. The plan is to pilot some parts of the course, maybe some exercises like the role play or some other like more quantitative simulation. Like if we have some parts of the course that we can kind of detach and use as individual pieces, we could take some of those and try them out. Maybe on some other course or like a 1 credit course during spring. In summer of 2020, we hope we have most of the material ready, so we could give the entire course as an intensive course in many schools. At least Helsinki and hopefully all. Well, maybe all of us, like in the working group, could try to organize a pilot course during summer. I think you are then welcome all to join us in the piloting. And in the fall of 2020, we hope to offer this to everybody, at least in the schools that are preparing this, and of course anybody else, but that's the real test for the
It's important to test the courses.
Yes.
Courses because there might be modifications are done after the feedback, and then we have to do the modifications before end of next year. So we have 1 year time to finalize this all. But we can also utilize these workshops we have. So if you have certain assignments or exercises or parts you want to test, we can utilize the coming workshops, the one in Aalto and the one in Kuopio, and we can do the test students also. So if you have some
if you have any wishes for the I would, and we can then put it forward. So if you have any wishes, come and talk to me before.
And in the final discussion we can also
Yeah.
share some.
And she's Emma Sairanen from Aalto Sustainability Hub. So.
maybe you get to enjoy some role playing next time.
Yeah.
Okay, well now we move further to Sustainable Now posters.
Had a very interesting and fruitful discussion on the foundations of the course, partly because we have a new member in the team, Mika, who is here for the first time. So we used some time to kind of introduce the idea to him, and it was very good conversation because we were also able to kind of clear up the idea to ourselves as well. So we started by discussing about the target group of this course. Is it meant for Finnish students? Is it meant for students in Tanzania? Are there people coming from working life? What are the challenges if we make a course which is meant for everybody? And we kind of maybe we try to focus this course in the kind of European context, so that it's not possible to make it suitable for everybody in the world, because of some of the examples are not only professional, but anyway the conditions are so different here and somewhere else. So maybe the main focus is here in the conditions like ours. Am I right? Okay. Well, then we also talked about the kind of nature of the essence of this course, and we thought that this course is meant to be an introductory course for students who maybe don't know so much about sustainability. So this is like a basic level course, and we want to encourage students to find different roles and different aspects to this sustainability, so that the student can see him or herself as an individual, a citizen, also as an expert in the future working life, changing the system, and also as a political actor. So that one person can have different roles, and we try to lift up all of them. And then we talked about another aspect of the course. Is this the idea to offer like knowledge, or is the main point to like push people to act and find an inner actor inside me? And we want to like highlight both sides, but we maybe focus more on this knowledge-based building process. Then we talked quite a lot about the different exercises in the course, and we have this basic structure that we will have some lectures, video lectures, and this kind of web material, and then we have a quiz after each part of the course. That we decided to make a learning, so that the students will write learning diary after each of these parts, and the idea or the topic of the learning diary is that in every part they will make a kind of sustainability act or sustainable act. They have to do something concrete, and then they will consider what they have been doing from the different aspects of sustainability, depending on which phase of the course we are going. And yeah. And the idea is that they are like collecting knowledge phase after phase, so that it's like a layered cake at the end, so that they understand each aspect of each dimension of sustainability and how they are connected. Then we also discussed about the nature of this teamwork. I prefer talking about teamwork to work, because I think this team building process is also important. And we also decided that our teamwork will be phenomenon based, so that we will give the teams a selection of different topics or cases, and they will research during the whole course from the different aspects, like we do in our sustainable development studies in Turku. And they are like researching the topic from different dimensions, but in the end they will make an utopia of this topic, so that what is the preferable state of this topic in the future. We didn't decide the details, but something like this. And then we also made we had some time to make a big table about how to spend these 5 credits, or actually how to spend these 5 times 27 hours in the course. So that was very good that we have it done now. That was all about it.
So for someone who hasn't been following the process, don't get the wrong impression. We are not starting now doing this. Actually, we have been spending the whole autumn looking at the context, and from the context point of view, and point is that we have all too much context already. And now we decided to use this hours that we have here just to put the framing so that we know how to keep the context and which context to keep.
Thank you. Sounds very interesting that you worked a lot on these different kind of exercises also. Also during this workshop on the ideating something as well, I think. Any comments, questions? Mikko?
Well, it sounds good that you selected this working method where the teams would research some topic individually and then write something out of that. So have you thought how to kind of have the entire course benefit from those kind of people together, like in this, I don't know how the method is called, like some puzzle sort of working activity where each of the groups would get a puzzle piece and then they could put them together in the end to form like maybe this utopia of the world where all the things could be as they should and form up some kind of a collective utopia or somehow have all the groups benefit from what the others do.
We also had a discussion about these skills which this course would like produce to the students, and I think one of the skills is just this kind of collaborative working inside the team, and of course one of the ideas is also that you learn to make compromises and kind of sharing your own ideas, but to the kind of common goal. So I don't know if I'm answering to your question, but this kind of skills are also very important. And I think this teamwork is part of building these skills.
We will have to write down that this is one of the learning objectives.
Yeah.
It's teamwork and why.
Yeah.
You're working in multidisciplinary groups and there might be challenges, so you know from the beginning that it is also one of the learning goals.
Yeah.
But those were like your...
And we are going to rewrite these learning goals.
we also want to get them in English to the document.
Yeah.
At some point. But also the idea that each utopia could be combined somehow as a big utopia. Each group made a poster, for example, of their utopia, and then we had a big globe of utopias combined. Something nice. But these have come.
I just remember the discussion yesterday about that we should also teach or get people already in companies and already working people.
Yeah.
Could this course be suitable for them?
Yes, we were discussing about this, and it is, yes, it could. And in that case, we might like elaborate the topics in a way that is suitable for working life people.
It just came now into my mind that should it then be in Finnish or in the language?
This is done in both languages.
This is done in both.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Great.
Mikael.
Yeah, I was just thinking that would be a really good idea to each group makes a utopia through like this one aspect of society or whatever. We talked about that someone, for example, make about plastic and how would plastic be used in a perfect way someday. So if each group would make like an own and then it would be a combined utopia, it would be also really nice to see that do they like clash somehow, that they would then like destroy the utopia. If you combine them, I think that would be really interesting to see in the end.
And the idea is that there would be some kind of common seminar in the end, so that we can share these utopias.
But this is actually how the utopias classes actually would reflect nicely. It's one of the topics that we have at the end of the course, that we have a target for 1.5 degree warming and also all the sustainable development goals, and we know that already there are conflicts. So this would really maybe bring some of those up in more, let's say, a better way than just listing those.
I think Emma had one.
Yeah, just for like the group work sharing also from what you said, both of you, that it could be beneficial, like if the groups have, for example, a topic, I don't know whether it's like some part of society or whether it's like one thing about the utopia of the ecological world, and so, but then if we have the different groups concentrating on different topics, then we take one person from this group, one person from this group, and bring them into smaller groups. So again, like, and that could make the discussion easier instead of just bringing everyone together and presenting, because at least for me, I hate student presentations. I think it's not a way to like foster learning or anything. So I think that might be
there might be
yeah.
different ways to how to implement this.
Yeah, and also about like if you want the people working in companies, maybe just the exercises could be more like do these sustainable actions in your working community, or then like thinking about it.
Yes,
yes,
of
yeah.
course.
So that would help.
Yeah.
Also make use.
So what do you think is the main problem? Like why could we not have the open university students at the same, or the working life students at the same course with the university?
I don't know if there are any main obstacle for that except maybe some bureaucracy. but each teacher will kind of like make the teamwork topics as they want.
So if there are no main obstacles, then we would like to have the course open for all kinds of students.
And this is actually something that when we try to pay attention when we now going be more thoroughly through this allocation of time for different topic and different work form, different form of working within this course, that it's also possible to do it by open university.
Maybe this comment that I think it works if we have both students and from the working life on the same course, but then it's only a limited amount of people that from the working life that would come to this kind of courses, and maybe just an idea for the future. So maybe it would be good to develop a sustainable.pro or something like that for which would be the professional course, which would be shorter and then tuned for the professionals. And in that if we would have one, and if it would become popular, we could have quite an influence. So
actually, we had a discussion about this last Monday with the Open University people in Turku, and we had an idea that we could maybe elaborate this course for their needs. But
and I like the name competition, we become also climate pro and
Yeah.
Okay, but now let's change to the final proposal. Thank you.
So our first solution now is starting in January. So we had already made some kind of structure for the course, but there were some things that we were maybe thinking today. For example, how to, because we are dividing the students to teams from different universities and universities of applied sciences, to how to really get them work together within the project. And also one question was about how to get companies to find this course later on during when we are, this is the pilot course, but later. So we were thinking about that we need to have, for example, one lecture having this kind of small videos about the tools, how to really make the video meetings with the team, and for example Slack for discussions, and provide the students really the tools that they know how to use them, so they don't have to get into any hassle with that thing. maybe they will in the beginning have some kind of page from themselves, about themselves with a picture in the Digi campus to get to know each other more. Then we were thinking about the roles in the teams, that how they're gonna advise, how are we advising them to take the roles, if they're gonna be one project manager during the whole course, or is it gonna change? And probably we're gonna leave it quite open for the students to decide as well. And there was a good point that we can advise them to take some roles that they are not so comfortable with to learn something new. We're gonna have quite many groups, so probably we're gonna have one teacher or one mentor per one group, and they will then have weekly meetings with the teacher. And yeah, maybe we're gonna make it so that they really have to be there present and tell how it's going and if they have any open questions, so that it's not that like we are gonna leave them for 4 weeks just to work it and nothing is gonna happen, at least together with them. So we're gonna make these weekly meetings with the teacher or the mentor, and also we were talking quite much how often are they gonna meet the company or like talk with them. And because in the beginning we were thinking about they have a meeting in the beginning where they like talk about the challenge together, and then they're gonna make a project plan and show it to the company, and they can comment on it. And then there was only this final presentation in the end of the course. We came up with the idea to have some kind of mid-stage presentation, maybe not a presentation, but something in the maybe week 5 when there's 7 weeks, when they're gonna show how is it going now, and have a meeting with the company and the mentor all together to get feedback also from the company side. Of course, we are gonna say them that they can contact with email the company whenever it's needed, but maybe this kind of one extra meeting is needed. Then we were thinking about that hopefully there will be some mentor from each campus. So then maybe we can also have in the end of the course some feedback session in each campus where they can discuss and tell. We're gonna anyway have warm about the feedback, but maybe also some discussion in the campus where they can discuss how it was going and how we can improve this for the next course. And here we had only feedback, that we gathered feedback from the students, but it was a good point that we're gonna gather feedback also from companies and how did they feel about it and how could we improve it, and also to ask them, can we use some of the challenges when we market this later on, like show in an example, this is this kind of challenge that one company was giving and this was the solution, or some idea about the solution, to show an example that later on companies, it would be easier for them to understand which kind of challenges they could propose. Yes. All small minor things, practical things that were good points also in the middle of the course that we will talk and take into account.
Thank you, Nina. So in the next Climate University workshop in Aalto, you have already almost piloted the course, so we will be very enthusiastic to hear the first feedback of the course. How is it going then? Have any comments or questions?
Yeah, from the company perspective, 7 weeks is a small time.
Yeah, it is.
If a lot of effort is required from the company.
We stay for 10 hours, so it's not too much? Okay.
No, 10 hours isn't that much, but if you want them to comment on the project deliverables, for example, project plan and the final report and meetings with the students, 10 hours is not enough.
Yeah, that's why we weren't putting there not so many meetings with the companies in this plan. There were like weekly meetings with the mentors. They are university teachers. So the companies are, they have one meeting in the beginning, one in the end, and now we were thinking about this one in the middle. Those three meetings. But it's a good point, and especially then if there's multiple groups per each company, then there of course it would require more time from the company. So that's definitely something that we have to think about.
So it's either that they also read and comment the actions of the students do, or
Not all of them, no, not all of them. But probably the last presentation and then the project plan that they are doing, where they say that this is the angle we are gonna start working with.
So the learning outcome is how to do a project.
Yes, we say that develop project management skills and being able to mitigate and solve sustainability problems, because the challenges from the companies are some sustainability problems.
I have exactly with Anti's comment. So just to clarify that you said that 7 weeks is a short time.
Yes.
Yes, and what do you mean with that? And do you have some experience from Aalto's working in a project, real project with companies? So you said that it's a short time. So do you mean that it would need a longer time to make a good project? Or
actually, from the company's perspective, it can be difficult to allocate resources so that it would be convenient and efficient from the student's perspective.
Yeah.
If you need to have a meeting specifically on that week, then read something specifically on that week to keep the course going in the project and developing further. It can be difficult. We have a course, a course in operations research. It lasts from the beginning of January to the end of May. I've been both a teacher and also the company representative for that course, and I definitely think that, and it's a 5-credit course as well, and having that 18 to 20 weeks is not much either.
Yeah, it's necessary.
Yeah, because it takes time for the students to get to know the topic.
Yeah.
They will definitely have questions. They will, and if answering to the questions of asking questions isn't possible, then kind of the end result can be pretty bad from the company perspective
So the company actually can make it to those online meetings, that might be challenge.
yeah, and there can be cancellations. I mean, they work for a company and this is a student project, so.
Maria.
Yes, okay, yeah. It's a comment. You now make a 1-period course, but then later it can be considered if it should be extended.
Yeah, I was wondering, I understood first that it's very long. I was thinking that it's very demanding for the companies. I don't know if the companies have time or they want to guide any students. And I understood also that several groups can choose one company. So it's more demanding for the company also. I don't know if it's better that only one group choose one company, or maybe that depends on the company. And
we cannot really decide. It depends how many students we get, because we cannot make huge groups of students either. So.
Yeah, but if the company is always in hurry and they don't want to spend too much time with students and this kind of things, I don't know if you say that you will have 5 projects here, and you have to meet with them every week.
But we are definitely not saying to the companies that they have.
No, I'm just imagine that if they get 5 projects and they have to meet with the students, different groups.
Yeah, that would be quite much if there would be so many.
You can also discuss with the company beforehand how many groups they able to
handle. Yeah.
Mikko.
Related to this, maybe it would be good to set some sort of a minimum standard, like meet 3 times and calculate the hours and have the companies like explicitly agree that okay, this is at least what we will do and how many groups we can do. But then leave open the maximum kind of, if the company is invested and interested in it, don't limit too much how much they can communicate. So we can kind of leave it open-ended from the other side, but just make sure that the minimum is agreed by everybody. It might be one.
Yeah, and that's what we have done because we have already asked the companies, and there we said that it would be 10 hours, and we would need for them this 5-minute presentation about the challenge. Then we would need them to meet once in the beginning and once in the end when there's the final presentation. Those were the things that we listed there. And yeah, sure we can have this mid-stage, like something if it's possible, then have it, and if not, then not a problem. We can have it in mentors as well.
Yeah, I just wanted to support the opinion that the 7 weeks sounds short from our experience as well.
Can I ask our company representative Paavo from Useless, do you think 7 weeks is too short or long enough to comment projects?
I think for this purpose it's long enough. So I don't know why. Of course, it depends on the challenges. So if it's really difficult for the students to understand, then it might mean. Well, I don't know. Then the challenges are not good for this purpose. But if the course aims to practice like project work and taking some certain project and start to create a prototype and solution for that, then it's, I would say it's long enough. But of course, I don't know, my feeling about bigger companies is that they tend to have always Korean, they need like, you need to be really straightforward and tell them everything you want them to do and how much it takes time and so on. But if you just give them all the information they need and then they can make the decision, I think it's not a problem to have like this amount of meetings or sessions with the students. I don't say 10 hours is too long time, for example, for this kind of course to interact or cooperate. Because you don't need to use time for going through some, for example, the project plan or anything like that. You can comment on like if they have questions, you can always answer them, and then you can comment on their ideas and this kind of stuff. But you don't always need to go through all the material they are made. So you can still leave them some independence on the work they are doing.
I guess companies, they will also benefit, they will also accept joining this. I think there are so many comments, we should go to the final discussion, but Taina has.
I think it's very clear, and I just wanted to say I think it's very good that since you have students from different campuses, and you will give them tools on this, how to use the online tools with the learning outcomes, but especially this develop online project management skills. So I think that's kind of appealing to you, and it will be an effort from the students to learn to use those tools.
Emma and families, and then we move to the final discussion.
Yeah, I was just thinking that this is a piloting phase, so it's good to have this kind of experiment, and then you're wiser, or we are wiser what happened. And but there are different kind of projects, so sometimes it might be good that it's a kind of intensive period when they are working with the project, and then they get the results. And because sometimes also one possibility is to have this 24 hours hackathon, so that the students are working one day intensively with the project. That is also one option. So of course they might get better results with a longer period, but it's good to experiment this. So don't be too afraid of this. No more comments.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now we thank you, Nina, and everybody who presented the course plans. Now we move to final discussion, and please everybody join here for the nice, comfortable sofas.
Please take some food and drink. We don't want any food waste today.
Löytyy varmaan materiaalia siihenkin. Lyötiin ikään kuin ja sitten mennään kouluun.
Okay, it's time to wrap up these 2 days. We have been here workshopping in Metropolis facilities, and we have now heard the status update of the new courses we are making. And I would first like to ask our steering group representative, Risto, about some feedback for our working groups for this work. And I would like to remind that our vision is that we need a new generation with skills to solve these grand challenges of climate change and sustainability. So do you think that we are responding to this grand reason? Are these causes that were just presented, are they providing that are needed to solve these grand challenges?
I would say that solve is maybe quite a big word in the beginning of grand challenges. So approach grand challenges with these causes that you have here is definitely a good goal. I think when I think of the combination of all that I have seen here, I went through the posters. I wasn't able to visit the workshop discussions today, but there's a lot material that is in the posters. That's the keywords that I go through from there, and I think you are definitely approaching the grand challenges. So, of course, at the moment, I know that the resources are limited, so getting all of those plans that we have here into, for example, 5-credit course might be difficult. Also, I know that, for example, the time limitation of the course itself, and going through all of those things that have been listed might be quite difficult for the students. So I'm definitely optimistic that with having all of these the next 2 years in the course curriculum, we will definitely get of students that have definitely increased capabilities to approach the challenges that we will pose for them.
Thank you, Risto. So for those of you who weren't there yesterday, Risto Makkonen is a professor at Finnish Meteorological Institute on climate modeling, and is one of our student group members of Climate University. So thank you for coming for today again. So in the panel discussion yesterday, I tried to recall what were the skills that were highlighted, because the topic of the panel discussion was also yesterday that are needed, especially interpersonal skills, so how to lead people, because if we want to change the world, we need to lead people. Then there's also a multidisciplinary approach mentioned. What else? Co-creation and collaboration, negotiation skills. And at least when I was listening to those poster presentations, I think I heard almost all of these aspects as well. Do you think something was missing?
No, of course, if you read, for example, now these posters that are here, there is everything mentioned there, so then it's more, I think, a matter of fact how you can actually, what of those things do you balance? I mean, is it just one topic that is mentioned in a few slides on your course, or it is something that is really focused for the full day, so this is something that is difficult to comment at the moment, so there is a limited amount of hours and slides, so I think nothing is missing, just how the balance.
How do you others feel? Are we responding to our own vision of creating a new generation with skills to solve the kind challenges of climate change and sustainability in our time?
I think if we can sort of implement these courses, and if we can get them into the curriculum in all of our universities, that's definitely going to happen, but getting them into use, it's a challenge, because we know all the curriculum are already loaded with different types of topics, so in order for us to come in, we have to kick something out that's disruptive, and some people might find it difficult, but we have to try.
This was exactly my next question in here to all of you, that how do we actually get these curriculums of each of the participating universities?
I would have maybe that also that it's good that we aim for the next generation. But now it has brought up now a couple of times in discussions here that we also should aim actually current generation as well, and it's also all the universities are also now putting more and more emphasis on this continuous education, and in most courses that we are actually discussing, this is also an aspect that we have been keeping in mind. but that maybe we should even highlight it more. That how can we reach as wide audience as possible with this? Not only the students who will start in 2020 or 2021.
Yeah, a good message somebody mentioned yesterday, this climate anxiety. I think, young people now, especially teens, the ones who are about to, soon apply for university places. So the message was that, the solution to climate anxiety is education, comes about climate issues. That will reduce things. It doesn't want to solve all the problems, but this kind of education is for opportunities to, cope with anxiety. Education.
But I have also noticed that only knowledge does not answer the anxiety, but action does. So if we can combine knowledge and action in our courses, then we can respond to this kind of anxiety and tourism of
Yeah, but kind of like, just going back to the question of how to get these courses in the curriculums, then in that sense, it's like if we can somehow, if it starts to seem like it's hard for some schools to get these in the curriculums, you can also try to kind of go through the future students, like tell them we have these courses, and then it kind of works like the basic law of supply and demand. That if there's a demand for those courses that people want to get out of the anxiety and want to learn about these things, then they will demand and the schools will have to get that.
And I think student unions might be a good way to approach the university leadership. Also, met yesterday who were really into these topics. So if we get them to promote or into these topics and willing to study them more at the university leadership and
I think this is becoming more and more important now that we have the frames for the courses, we have good posters, we start to have marketing materials. So now I think 2020 is the year where we should all try to keep an eye out for events related to education, where we would promote what we have here and distribute the information and get the information to those people who decide what we teach. So I'm sure there's like tens of events around Finland where we could each of us go and register and present what we have here and mention all the courses.
Related to that, still if I want to promote Tampere the whole of these courses, there's still just the one picture with empty boxes. So it would be nice to have some kind of vision of the whole thing in one place where people can find.
Is it the same for the other courses? That we should consider as some graphics people.
Like, I think climate visual, like how the
but then could we have that there is something common, but then some colors or something else that differs. What is the point?
It's actually what we discussed today. So what's actually materials needed to be that it is quite restricted. Retroactive.
If you don't have a direct channel, you don't want to get students to pay, pay the Open University fees, but have your own channel to give the credits to the students for these courses in future. And as the materials are online, and as we have this network of teachers who will get peer support or the teachers who will be teaching the courses will get peer support from other teachers teaching the same course, or we can have joint courses when it's less support for the teacher to teach if we can after teaching with other teachers from other universities. So let's take the advantage of this joint teaching and joint online material. Any other comments to the materials, the skills we are providing, something that is needed, or are you happy with the plans?
But they are perhaps embedded to all courses from this perspective. Like empathy is very important for making people to feel responsibility to consider their actions from the other's perspective and care for what they do.
Should we have in the future a course about climate anxiety and empathy and all the factors? One or two, one credit.
This was proposed when we
It was not possible here. It was not possible here. I think this selection is good, but we continue because it seems to be a bit hard to take it into any of these courses in a emphasis that is big enough, and then there is also the demand for that kind of course. So far, those have been, I think, now they have been something that some few hours, a few lectures, or few sessions, kind of courses implemented during some courses or some environment psychology. I'm in here, but to have really a course.
So we have to continue applying funding for private university also in future, so we kind of cover all the aspects so far. But related to that, I know that Panu Pikkola has been doing a course on that topic together with Open University of Helsinki.
Yeah.
And we could discuss with them further if we would like to know how add it to the private university module or at least sacrifice that as well.
Yeah, I realize that we are all part of the large system called nature. And there I'm a little bit thinking about whether this sustainability is actually also should include the diversity of the species. That I haven't heard, but maybe there is something included there.
Yes, how about systems change? Do you
forestry examples and we had mentioned the ecological process.
Yeah, we have also like ecological justice and the duty to non-human nature as an issue. That we plan to include that also.
Well, I meant that sustainability is really that is really this biodiversity. So if you are sort of
is still some feedback workshop and also future workshop, final one in autumn in Tampere. So just some general feedback. What was fruitful during these 2 days and what would you like to improve? What was missing? Workshops. What would be more for us in the coming workshops? Also statistical tools.
Conversations and structured and freestyle conversations. Understand the food discussion.
But although we would maybe prefer having vegetarian or even vegan options for all.
I think it was really, this was a nice experience for me. This was the first one I have attended. And the presentations were interesting and we filmed great challenges and yeah, and maybe the same thing for me for room for improvement is that if we're like talking about environmental stuff and sustainability and climate change, then eating animals isn't maybe part of that. So here's my last climate challenge for the future 3 workshops.
We will have vegan food.
Yeah, the food would be only vegan.
Yeah.
That's my challenge to the organizers.
And also recycling would be nice. Recycling also in this workshop.
What about the other workshops? So reserve the whole second day for this course work, or half a day, or how do you feel? How much time is needed in March for the course development?
So in this week's workshop we had like the first day was more about metropolia best practices and we need to know them, and today was more about workshop in the policies. Was this ratio good?
Because we are planning the
I think we are all the
We could also take another just to reserve a little time and maybe have a little taste of
But if you would want to pilot something, I think you should send us a message before so that we actually know that there are people who want to pilot. Because if there is no ideas of what you want to pilot, there's no reason to reserve the time. So definitely be active and tell us that we have something we want.
So we could think of that if the working group could pilot something in a certain time slot, or there would be different working spaces where each of the groups who has something to pilot could test something. But we will communicate this further and come back to this. This was a good idea. So now I think it's time to thank the organizers. I have something small. Something small for you. So, especially, of course, Pentti, you have been the main driving force behind this Metropolia workshop, and I think we can all agree that it has gone super smoothly and everything has been very well organized here, and it has really been a pleasure to work with you. Everything has been done with a great passion and big heart. I found this circular economy recycled back from home. So recycling is good, but also these electric formula cars made an impression on me yesterday. It was really a surprise to come to Climate University workshop and then get to know about electric formulas. So thank you, Pentti, for other Metropolia people, Riitta, you have also been a big effort here and
you.
Is Emmy still?
Yeah, it's on
Over
here.
there.
Taking photos of us, so some small candies for you. And also I want to thank the Metropolitan video team, so some chocolate for you and your fellow students. Thank you for taking care of all these videos.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it has been a joy having you here. Our privilege to host such a great group of people and working together for our common goal. So I wish everybody happy journey back and have a nice rest of the year, and let's go forward towards new challenges and see you next time in Aalto in March. Thank you.